For over 70 years, a fragile peace has existed between mainland China and the island of Taiwan. China claims Taiwan as its own territory, a breakaway province that must be reunified. Taiwan, meanwhile, asserts its independence, a vibrant democracy of 23 million people. This delicate situation is one of the most volatile geopolitical issues in the world today. Any conflict between these two powers could quickly escalate, drawing in other nations and threatening global stability. The Taiwan Strait, a narrow strip of water separating the two, is a flashpoint. It is a heavily patrolled maritime boundary, constantly monitored for any signs of aggression. The world watches closely, aware that any miscalculation or misstep could have catastrophic consequences. Taiwan's importance on the world stage belies its small size. It is a technological powerhouse, a leading producer of semiconductors, the essential chips powering everything from smartphones to advanced weaponry. Its control of key shipping lanes in the South China Sea makes it vital for global trade. The Taipei port, a bustling hub of commerce, is a symbol of Taiwan's economic vitality. It handles a significant portion of the world's shipping traffic, making it a critical node in the global supply chain. Beyond the economic implications, Taiwan's strategic location makes it a key player in the regional balance of power. Its democratic system and close ties to the West stand in stark contrast to China's authoritarian rule. China's military has undergone a dramatic transformation in recent decades. Once a relatively backward force, the People's Liberation Army has rapidly modernized, investing heavily in advanced technology and weaponry. Its growing arsenal includes sophisticated fighter jets, long-range missiles, and a formidable navy. The People's Liberation Army Navy has also seen significant expansion, particularly in its submarine fleet. These underwater vessels pose a significant threat to enemy ships and could be used to enforce a blockade of Taiwan. China's military modernization is a clear signal of its ambition to project power far beyond its borders. Military analysts believe that any Chinese invasion of Taiwan would likely involve a multi-pronged approach. A massive missile barrage would target key infrastructure, crippling Taiwan's defenses and sowing chaos among the population. Cyber attacks would attempt to disrupt communications and disable critical systems. Amphibious assault forces would then attempt to land on Taiwan's shores, facing fierce resistance from Taiwanese defenders. The People's Liberation Army's strategy would likely involve overwhelming force, attempting to quickly seize control of key cities and government buildings. Control of the airspace above Taiwan would be crucial, with Chinese fighter jets battling for supremacy against Taiwanese and potentially allied forces. Section 5. Holding the line, Taiwan's defenses. Taiwan is well aware of the threat it faces and has been preparing its defenses for decades. Its military, though smaller than China's, is highly trained and equipped with advanced weaponry, much of it supplied by the United States. Taiwan's mountainous terrain provides a natural defense, making any invasion a logistical nightmare. Taiwan's strategy relies on a combination of asymmetric warfare tactics and a strong reserve force. Mobile missile launchers, attack helicopters, and small, agile naval vessels would be used to target invading forces. The civilian population is also expected to play a role in resisting any Chinese occupation. Section 6. The Global Shockwave International Reactions. A Chinese invasion of Taiwan would send shockwaves across the globe. It would trigger a major international crisis, with unpredictable consequences. Countries around the world would condemn the aggression, and many would likely impose economic sanctions on China. The invasion would have a profound impact on regional alliances and could lead to a realignment of global powers. Countries in the Indo-Pacific region, already wary of China's growing assertiveness, would be forced to reevaluate their security arrangements. Section 7. The American Protector, the U.S. Response. The United States has long maintained a policy of strategic ambiguity regarding Taiwan, neither confirming nor denying whether it would intervene militarily in the event of a Chinese attack. However, the U.S. has a strong interest in maintaining peace and stability in the region, and has provided Taiwan with billions of dollars in military aid. While a direct military confrontation between the U.S. and China is a worst-case scenario, it cannot be ruled out. The U.S. Navy maintains a significant presence in the Pacific, and its involvement in a conflict over Taiwan could quickly escalate into a wider war. Section 8. A sea of fire, potential consequences. The human cost of a conflict between China and Taiwan would be catastrophic. Millions of lives would be at risk, and the environmental damage would be immeasurable. The use of advanced weaponry, including hypersonic missiles, could result in unprecedented levels of destruction. Beyond the immediate impact, a war in the Taiwan Strait would have long-lasting consequences for the region and the world. It would shatter global trade, disrupt supply chains, and plunge the global economy into chaos. Section 9. The economic fallout, global trade at risk. Taiwan is a major player in the global economy, particularly in the technology sector. A conflict would disrupt the production of semiconductors, causing a ripple effect throughout the global supply chain. Industries reliant on these chips, including electronics, automotive, and defense, would face severe disruptions. The conflict would also disrupt shipping lanes in the South China Sea, further exacerbating global trade disruptions. The economic fallout from a war over Taiwan would be felt worldwide, leading to inflation, shortages, and economic hardship. Section 10. The uncertain future, scenarios, and possibilities. The future of Taiwan remains uncertain. While China continues to assert its claim over the island, Taiwan shows no signs of backing down from its pursuit of self-determination. The possibility of a peaceful resolution seems increasingly distant, as both sides dig in their heels. The international community faces a daunting challenge in navigating this complex situation. Finding a way to deter Chinese aggression while avoiding a catastrophic war is a top priority for global leaders. Section 11. Towards peace, seeking a diplomatic solution. Despite the escalating tensions, diplomacy remains the only viable path to a lasting peace. Open dialogue, confidence-building measures, and a willingness to compromise are essential for de-escalating the situation. The international community must play an active role in facilitating dialogue and encouraging peaceful solutions. The stakes are simply too high to allow this dangerous standoff to continue unchecked. The world is watching, hoping that wisdom and restraint will prevail.